So today we have double the work to be doing. We just got done playing Wingspan, so we're not going to be doing any gameplay today. We're just looking at previews that Plaid has posted, and then also the previews we should have revealed last week on stream, and the previews we should be revealing this week, which we are.
Lots of great previews. It's going to be an exciting stream. It's going to be fun. It's like an old school unboxing, basically. Before we get into it, we are on the cutting edge of technology here, basically trying to make sure that our audio and video is synced up perfectly. So if you see anything that's going weird, if you see anything that's bonkers,
like if our words don't quite line up with our mouths,
please let us know. I've got all sorts of weird knobs and levers
also,
here that I'm pulling.
To clarify, if you're watching live, let us know. If you're watching this later and it's a video up, you don't need to leave us a comment. It's too late at that point.
It may be too late at that point, yeah. How is everybody?
Bradley's saying it looks much better now.
Good. That's great. There was
compared to when?
There was 2 more check boxes. Yeah, sync is better.
Oxford saying sync's better than during
That's
Wingspan.
what I'm saying. So we were able to adjust it. We got the about 100 milliseconds off the Roland, and then I did this weird thing. So the capture card, it has a link video with audio setting.
And the capture card is the thing that you plug the HDMI from the camera into so that your computer can read it.
Yeah, all the cameras are coming into essentially hardware that is taking all of those signals, combining them into one, and sending it out through the HDMI. HDMI is capturing that signal into the Magewell, which is then putting it into the computer so that OBS can pick it up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, but the Magewell had a thing that was basically saying, our audio is going to try to match your video signal if you leave this checked. And I was like, well, that seems like that could go poorly. So I unchecked it. So we're going to hope that we don't get any drifting or anything weird this time around. But hey, we're all in this together. It's a family stream, really, isn't it? One big happy Ashes family.
Is this Barney?
Hey, what's up with this delay? Let's talk about this delay.
What delay?
The on delay.
I wasn't here. What happened?
The Ashes, yeah. So looks like it's pushed back to about January.
Yeah.
We got that news, I think, last week before. That's a bummer.
Which, you know.
Wish that wouldn't happen.
This is we talk about this a lot on the podcast, particularly. We do a weekly cast called the Covenant Cast, which is just the supply chain and the timing of all this.
You just triggered me on the microphone here.
Yep.
Not only do we have a podcast, but we just got upgraded studio microphones for that podcast, which means it's going to sound a lot nicer. Hello, Nick, also. Good to see you.
Nick being the lead designer at this point. So things get printed. They usually get printed overseas. They have to ship. There's a lot of stuff that is involved in that. Got to get proofs, got to approve it, etc. And then they got to make it here, and who knows how all that works. But apparently the Reborn kit coming in January. Or that's the current trajectory, and we'll keep you updated once we know more.
And that makes sense, because I think the first estimate was literally before any of the actual manufacturing work had been done to basically say, like, we're going to print on this, because when we launched it, it was like, well, we'll see. And so once we actually had the massive subscribers needed, then it was like, okay, let's get actual dates, and that's when it was like, okay, it's going to be a little bit later than our traditional timelines. And unfortunately, we've seen this before. You get a delay, and it's right around Chinese New Year.
Which is February, right?
It's February. So the unimaginable could happen. We've been in the business for how many years? I would say 13, but I feel like it keeps
2007, so we're almost 14.
Almost 14. And I have seen this where one delay will just push it right into Chinese New Year, and then it's gone until like March or April.
The upside of this is, as long as it gets to the boats by Chinese New Year, it's fine. Because there's a lot of time that it takes for the boats to cross the sea, ends up in a port in the United States. The port goes to a publisher, then to us, or just straight to us, and then to the customer.
And it should be way before then if it's going to get here in January.
If it's supposed to be in January, then I assume it's going to be shipping way before that. So we should be in the clear. But, you know, the one thing we know is that if you're a subscriber,
you'll get it.
You're going to get it as soon as you can possibly get it. And by being a subscriber, you make this game possible. So if you haven't signed up, now is the time to get on that. At some point in December, probably, or early January is when we're going to charge. And then we're going to charge, and everyone that was signed up is going to get the product. And then we're going to ship it when we can ship it. And then you'll get it. And then everyone's going to rejoice. And we'll have it'll be a new year.
And then those of you who have held off because you're waiting until all the new products and whatnot, then you're going to sign up for the subscription, and then you're going to get 3 months later the next product, and then we're off to the races. And then there we go. So we can't wait. We can't wait to get this thing kicked off. Any questions before we go?
Yeah, Mr. Yao saying, will this push back the Time Deluxe expansion as well? It's a good question.
Probably, unless they're coming on the same boat.
Well, I don't know. That's a really good question.
They could.
The intent behind the subscription up front was to make sure you're not getting charged too much too often. So we'll have to talk and see
guess
how
we'll figure
that's
out
going to function.
How that one's going. But hey, yeah, sub up, and then you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. I mean, that's really kind of the point.
Wade Jones saying, just showed up, so January is the best case, right? I think January is the expectation at this point.
Nick, they're saying April's the expectation for the next
expansion.
So
that's 3 months after
looks like
that.
it is going to get pushed back.
Which I think is totally reasonable. So we should get in January, and I think at this point, for January to miss something would have to go badly. Previously, it was like that goal is the end of the year at some point, and then now it's like, hey, January is when we're expecting it, and if something goes wrong, I mean, I don't knock on, hit the table, things can go wrong. So I'm always careful with the way I'm wording that, but expectation is January.
And the good thing is, before PDP got off the ground, the delay for the next Ashes release was infinite. So I guess,
forever.
I guess I can wait a little bit longer. Do you want to get into some previews?
Let's do it.
I see an incredible comment from Connor here.
Yeah,
That's
Connor,
too much to read. Isn't it?
I appreciate that. Expressing some very kind things.
Awesome.
To us and me personally for some things that have been happening. Obviously.
Thank you, Connor.
Appreciate that, Connor.
Nice.
Glad to have you here.
First preview. You want to
get
into
hit the Plaid Hat previews first?
Start with Article 9, the mounts. I saw the mounts.
Do you want to roll that way?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Ours are down at the bottom, the new stuff.
Why don't we do a little bit of both? Why don't we do Article 9 and then half of ours and then Article 10 in the last half?
Okay. We'll
do a little
right.
swip swap.
First, let's look at the Ceresaurus mount.
Yeah,
I'm
like to
hoping
see
you
it.
can read. I was gone last week.
I can read.
So they cleaned up the studio. You can see the new background happening. But the screens that are behind the camera where we can see these things happening, make sure everything's correct.
Worth noting, check this out.
It's a plaid hat from
plaid
Ashes
hat.
Weekend.
That's from Ashes Weekend. We got Fernanda on there, and then everyone whose name I can't read.
Isaac, probably
There's
Dave.
Isaac. Yeah, Isaac on the front
Got
there.
Dave Richards somewhere in here.
Nick's nowhere to be found.
No, Nick wasn't there. Was Nick there? I don't think Nick was there.
Nick, were you at Ashes Weekend? There was a giant posse that came in from Plaid Hat and overwhelmed us.
It was like man, it's like a TV show when like a crew shows up. They just like they rolled in, they were there, big group.
All right, Ceresaurus mount. So,
no angels getting their wings right now.
well, it's not too bad. So it's got Overkill 1, and it looks like that's the same ability, but the text has changed. So the new one is, after this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking, deal 1 damage to that opponent's Phoenixborn. So if you kill one of their units by attacking it with the Ceresaurus mount, you do 1 directly to the Phoenixborn.
You get and it's a mount, so it dismounts.
Yeah.
Classic. And
That's
then
very nice.
the attack, life, recover all looks the same.
And then dismount, so we may as well just go ahead and cover the actual new rule. When this unit is destroyed, place any allies you own underneath this unit into your hand. Now, I was thinking about all sorts of tricks about how to basically dismount for, I think, like popping things back into my hand and whatnot. But given that it's specifically destroyed, that makes me think that the shenanigans you can pull with mounting and dismounting and stuff is probably less. Because destroyed, I think, is a very specific term for the game where you're killed by damage. At least it usually is in any kind of a game. So like if there's stuff that pops units back in hand, would the dismount apply?
I don't think that destroys it. I am curious if cards, what's the card you always play? Like Fade Away?
Yeah.
Is that destroying or just
I
discarding?
think it says
unit?
discarded at the end of the
Yeah.
round.
Let's see if we can pop Fade Away. Let's test our tech team.
Test
for a second.
the tech team today. Man, guys, I don't know where everybody's from, clearly.
Look
What
at
does
that.
it say? Yeah, it says destroy this unit.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
let's destroy.
Keeping it clean. I don't know where you guys are in the world, of course, but it is rainy and just disgusting. It's like fall just came in with a vengeance. Honestly, winter.
I was gonna say
feels
it's
like
not even
winter
fall.
right
It switched
now.
to winter because
Yeah.
it literally this past week it got down to 32 here with rain. So
Yeah.
that's like almost snow.
That's pretty bad.
We were close to snow.
You'll notice Nick's comment here, the Aim shows a whole rules card not in the game now, which is totally fair, that whole mounting nonsense. So they just
yeah,
go back in
yeah.
hand.
All right.
Love it.
Clean.
Moving on.
Next up, we get the Archosaurus mount.
Is that the T-Rex
I
looking
like
one?
dinosaurs in general.
I do too, man.
I don't think Arcus there.
I was so into dinosaurs as a child. Gigantic 2, it cannot be blocked or guarded against by a unit with a life value of 2 or less. It's just too big.
Oh my god, dude! I
It's
love
too
this.
big.
This is so
4
big.
attack, 5 life. You gotta have an ally out, of course, to mount it. But
Get out of town! I love this one.
I think you're the kind of guy that would like gigantic units.
I mean, I like the silver snake, right?
You kind of like playing big, crunchy creatures.
It's the kind of thing where my opponent, if they make one mistake, it can lose them the game.
Yeah.
I like putting my opponent on that edge.
Okay.
It's not exchanges. You like the exchange game.
I like a little tempo.
Consistent, solid play across the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like blowouts, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
you do.
I put a thing on the table and it's like, okay, watch out. It's like when you're watching football and it's like they have that receiver. You have to double team him because if you don't, you're just going to score.
Yeah.
And it's like him being out there forces my opponent to change how they're playing, which is why I like games like this.
Hey, you know what? That actually enlightens a lot. Just thinking about this, we're learning so much about
We
each
really
other
are.
on a daily basis.
It's like our typical lives on steroids because normally, with the work and everything going on, we would only play so much games so much together, even though it's probably more than most people. But then now it's like 20 to 30 hours a week of constant just learning how someone behaves specifically around games. It's really amazing.
And then exploiting it to
That's
their
right.
detriment.
Yeah, eventually it's not even gonna be fun anymore because we're just going to know how it's going to end before it even starts. All right.
I can build your deck for you by the end of this.
It gets to that level.
It does.
I think we could build decks for each other that are it wouldn't be the same as the person building it, but we built Champions decks for or even Ashes decks. It's I bet I could figure out what he would like to do.
100%.
Anyways, next we get the Shining Hydra. Speaking of things I would like to do.
Now the Hydra and those Hydra heads, they got pretty different. So we'll take a look at those.
Hopefully we get an angel with a wing.
Now, the thing about, so the heads were very bizarre first, the Hydra. So this is the head. So let's just look at what this looks like, because I think it's important to understand the actual unit. So you attach it, whenever you kill the Hydra, you attach it to this thing, and then it gains Terrifying 1, which is +1 attack, +1 recover, and it cannot be blocked or guarded against by units with an attack value of 1 or less. So Terrifying is attack value of 1 or less, and then Gigantic is life value of X or less.
And this is just a card you can play in your head, right?
No, so this is let's pull up the Shining Hydra if we can get it, the actual main Hydra. So it's a really cool mechanic where basically the heads keep rolling
Because
out.
the Shining Hydra, I should have said that first.
We just got the head, it looks like. You guys want to see this head again?
Well, it is a Hydra. There's lots of heads. There it is. It's just all over the place. We can't get rid of it. Cut one down, and there it is. First off.
Was that a stream joke? Did the production?
I think so. Let me see if they're smiling over there. No smiles.
No smiles.
All right. So look. First off, I just want to say this: an angel gets its wings. There's less of a block of text, and you can see more of this art. And this art
it's phenomenal.
is
Isn't it?
exceptional.
You love gold.
And giant dragons.
So here's the thing: regenerate
So they're
heads.
hitting the buttons. Put it in Zach's deck.
Side action, remove 1 wound token from this unit to attach the Shining Hydra head conjured alteration spell
And then it
to this unit.
gets. Let's go back to the Shining Hydra head.
So
real
it
quick.
starts as a 1/4 with 0 recover. You can have one of them out. But then as you attach heads, it gains attack and it gains recover. You can have 3 heads max. So if you do that 3 times, you're at 4 attack total, you're at 3 recover. And here's a question, Nick, you're here. I gotta know, does Terrifying 1 stack if you have multiple heads with Terrifying 1? Does it become 2, 3, 4, etc.?
It's got to.
It has to, right?
Because you have a Terrifying 4 or 3.
it has
I guess
to.
is the max. Man.
It has to. If it doesn't, well, we'll just have to have some complaints.
I assume we are going to have to. So I printed a lot of the proxies out. We have to print the rest of these out because today
They stack.
They do stack. Today is the final series of previews. I think we're fully previewed on the upgrade kit after we reveal our previews. Today.
Oh, right on.
So we can now print them all out and have a full thing, which I'm really excited to get the actual in so that we can just play.
100%.
But look, this is the kind of card the Shining Hydra is.
You're gonna play this card.
I want to build a deck that makes this card sing.
There's a deck for this. There's a deck for the Archosaurus mounting thing. There's a deck for the Silver Snakes. Obviously, we know what that one is. So you really can base your entire concept around 1 or 2 cards and then just build from there.
Absolutely.
Super cool. Yeah, so they do stack. So as the heads get bigger, it becomes more terrifying, so things with low attack cannot block it.
I love that Hydra.
Fantastic.
Just 2 thumbs up. All right, next we get the Pain Shaman.
A Pain Shaman.
Bringing in the pain.
This is one, I remember this art. This is some of my favorite art. It's got the weird guy, kind of the weird looking, not at all. That one.
You're thinking
Totally
about the guy with
different
the hands that are weird with eyeballs and stuff?
Which one? That's another shaman of some kind, or pain is involved. Here's the Pain Shaman. It's a battlefield ally.
No angels getting their wings on this card.
It got a lot cheaper. So it's just 2 leaves now, which is quite nice. It has the Exchange Pain 1 ability. When this unit comes into play, You may deal 1 damage to a target unit, and then remove 1 wound token from a target unit or Phoenixborn. And it's a 1/3/1, so kind of built to come into play, and then, as you might expect, mount something. So
And
ride the dinosaur.
Bounce back to your hand.
Bounce
and
back,
play
play
it
again.
Yeah.
Heal again, do another damage. Yeah,
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's a great ally for the mounts.
Yeah.
Mr. Yao saying, any way you guys can upload the files used to print them off? Those aren't our files, they're Plaid Hats. Plaid Hat would be the people to ask. I assume they'll make all those digitally available. I know the Ashes.live website, deck builder, is planning on updating once all these previews are done, which should be soon. And hopefully those are made available, but that's their property and rights and stuff. We're using it with their permission, so they'd have to be the ones to do that.
100%. Who's
All right,
next?
Next up, we get the Sacred Ground.
Ooh, Sacred Ground.
Angel's
Ooh.
getting its wings. Hold
Zach,
on,
here's
I need the
20
button.
angels.
I need
All
the
of
button
heaven
to have
is a
the
light
horns
right now.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally the light shining through. It's amazing.
So we've got a side action. So it's only an angel to cast.
Which
and
it
the
used to
main
cost
action.
a lion.
That's true, and it is a ready spell, so it's going to sit there on your spell board. Side action exhausted. All units you currently control gain the following ability: Armored 1. Their dealt damage prevent 1. That's so nice. You can just play Sacred Ground and then a side action at the beginning of every turn if you want to. Give everybody armor. This gets me excited.
Dude, my divine decks I've been building.
Spiritual combat, man. There's nothing better than religious.
I love
based
playing
combat.
like that. All
Except
those,
in real life.
Those AOE
It's
1
not
things
great.
like Meteor or the Leaf one that's 1 to everything.
Does it say dealt damage? Yeah, dealt damage of any kind.
So
it's not
the
even
AOE
attacks.
1 doesn't even affect you anymore.
Wow. That's, oh my gosh,
That
that
card's
makes me
just
really
straight up.
excited.
And does Armored stack?
Yeah. Any numerical ability stacks. If it says armored X,
that
that.
what you just said
We could easily understand it, don't you get it?
is what we call a design principle, which is, and a lot of games get this wrong. It's like, oh, armor works different than whatever that other word we were just reading.
Terrifying.
Than whatever this other word is. But they all stack, so that's beautiful.
It all stacks.
I mean, that's
so
great.
does that mean, could you have?
You could have 3 of them out.
No, you couldn't.
First action, side action, second action,
No,
side
you
action,
couldn't.
third action, side action. We're in the Sacred Ground, man. You can't see me.
Are you serious? You could seriously do that? That's got to be an entire.
That's what I'm
concept,
literally.
right?
I was like, this is. I have the divine things that are like, do 1 to everything, or for every lion you paid +2, and so it's like I do 3 to everything except I don't take anything. It's so good.
So would that mean that after this unit is dealt damage, for 3 damage from being received?
Yes.
Huh. That's unbelievable.
So then, if you want to like deal with their units, you have to do it quickly.
Wow. Okay. Well,
But that's
bring it on.
obviously 3 cards in your deck and a spell board slot. So like,
Yeah. Wow. I love that spell.
Yeah,
We're gonna blow that one open.
yeah, the Sacred Ground. That's gonna be. We're gonna take that one around the house a few times. All right, next we get the Ancestral Army. This is the signature unit of Ramia, I think was her name.
Ramia,
and
yeah.
you loved this a lot.
Well, it's changed a lot. So it used to be a 3/3 with a whole lot of abilities. Now it's a 1/2, and it has Imbibe. Is that right? Is this invoke? Oh, invoke ancestors.
We were imbibing earlier.
Imbibe
You
ancestors
taught me that word.
is not exactly. Because when this unit
That scared me. Did you say
comes
no
into
signal?
play, place 2 Ancestor Spirit Conjurations onto your battlefield. 2 Ancestor Spirit Conjurations on your battlefield. Give me the Ancestral Spirit Conjuration, if you would, please.
He can't hear us at all. Something happened over here. I think I hit the table.
I'm telling you, it's the weird device.
Can you hear me now?
We've
Bryce?
always,
All
yeah, there he
Can
is.
you get us the, what did you need to see? Ancestor Spirit?
Ancestor Spirit, yeah. So the army now is an ally that brings in the Ancestor Spirits, which it didn't used to do that, did it? There they are.
So wait, how did it bring it in? I missed it.
I think it's a side action to bring them in. I'll have to look at it. I
Let's,
think you've
let's go
exhausted.
back to Ancestral Army and then we'll come back. Ancestral Army real quick. Sorry, I was focused on the blip. Terrified.
When it comes into play, it comes in with 2 Ancestor Spirits.
Oh, that's cool. You
Okay.
get 3 units all at once. Get out of town.
That's actually with Sacred Ground.
Let's go back to Ancestor Spirit.
Now we're getting an Ancestor Swarm deck. It's absolutely insane. Okay, here we go. So they've got it's 2/1. So just already we're bringing in a 1/2 and then 2/2/1s with a single action.
And what's this ability?
Guidance. When it comes into play, you may draw 1 card. If you do, place a card from your hand on the bottom of your draw pile. And you get to mill 2, to filter 2.
You filter 2, and you can put 2 cards for the end game on the bottom of your deck. That's super good. And it's worth noting these Ancestor Spirits have a conjuration limit of 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
you only have 2.
if you had 3 of that ally in your deck, if you already have 2 of these guys out, you can't put more in.
I'll bet there's only 1 in that entire, because it's the signature card for Ramia. I'll bet you only get, you think you get 3?
I bet you get 3.
Okay.
But it's just a limit. So if you play a second copy of that card, then
It just doesn't do anything.
so you can't just like go crazy.
Because that would be sick with mounts too, right? Like
Yep.
if you could mount that ancient and then use the Ancestor Spirit and then put it back into play and get 2 more.
So you played this, then you mount the Ancestor Army,
Mm-hmm.
and then these eventually go away. You get the army back, and you do it again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mounts kind of do that.
Yeah,
weird
these
thing.
would actually be really good. I was looking at a Brennan deck. So after you rolled me last time, I updated my after the stream. I updated my 2 decks, and I also built a Brennan deck, and he is ceremonial, sacrificing stuff. So the 3 units with 1 action is really good for any sacrificial thing. It's signature unit, so no one else can do this. But this could also be a window into a ceremonial style deck.
Man, and wouldn't that make sense?
That's, I mean, the ancestor ceremony, et cetera, et cetera.
It kind of writes itself, doesn't it?
Let's look at summon ancestor spirit.
Ooh, the actual spell got updated, huh?
Wait a second.
Look, it got totally changed. Ready spell, spellboard. Place an ancestor spirit on your battlefield. So this is insane. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I've got this right. So any deck can run summon ancestor spirit and ancestor spirits, but only Ramia can bring them in with the ancestral army. Am I right about that? That's absolutely insane if that's true.
That's crazy.
That's how that works. That's got to be how it works.
I'm going to unplug this.
Okay, yeah. So we've got, it's worth noting, so we've got everybody in we're running the stream from, obviously remotely because of the coronavirus. Have you guys heard about this thing? It's insane. You wouldn't believe it. But we're running it from remotely. So we've got this video signal going into the computer so that everyone can hear us. And sometimes it goes very, very weird. So we're unplugging it entirely because it like kills the video signal. It's like, why is it doing that?
That's terrifying.
Michael Foster, Drift.com, when are these coming out? So in case you missed it, it got slightly delayed until sometime in January. So keep your eyes peeled. But if you're on
Previously,
this,
it was early December, so we're about a month out.
If you're on the subscription, you'll get it as soon as you can.
Yeah. Also, some funny things here. Luby saying, I usually watch these streams on rerun at 2.0 speed. 1.0 seems so odd.
Lou, I feel like I talk so fast. Like I have multiple people in my life be like, stop talking so fast.
Can you imagine you at 2x speed?
We must be chipmunked.
Jason saying, print and play proxy sure would help us with 1.0 stats play while we're waiting until January.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
that would be nice.
Maybe Plaid will hop on that. Maybe not. We're not that far. I mean, we're
not that far. And you'll have
November.
the holiday season. You know, everyone will be distracted.
I was kind of hoping for the holiday break to be filled with Ashes gameplay. But, you know, Seth Levine. Michael, you already answered that. Age of the Clankomatics, just little video blips, by the way, we can still hear. Yeah, it's like just messing stuff up on our...
It's just scary.
The way we pop cards, people at home, Bryce right now particularly, is making them happen. So it kills his audio every time, and I have to like go manually fix it, which is not so fun.
Not ideal.
Anyways, let's move along to the Pale Steed mount.
Oh, one of my favorite cards from 1.0.
Now there's one spell that summons all these mounts, right?
The Pale Steeds?
No, it's a summon spell that you can summon the Pale Steeds.
Oh, yeah, or the Nightmare if it's like focus or something. Yeah.
Or a third one if you have it double focused. Anyways, Pale Steed mount, hit me with it. Unit guard.
That's all you need to know.
And then
it
goes away at the end of the round.
And then it has the dismount thing. So it's a conjuration mount, basically. And the thing about unit guard, Zach, it's one of the best abilities in this game. It's one of the best abilities in the game.
It's particularly good now because units can't just block. Like you can't block as much with your Phoenixborn.
I'm just saying, in all of my games against you, the ability that is always making my plans fail is that there's a Gilder out. Just
you gotta love them. I love the Gilders so much.
Just a little mouse.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. And then A 2/4 is solid. 4 health is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a.
Well, keep in mind you got to sacrifice an ally. Now, sometimes that's what you want to do because you need to open up a battlefield slot or because you want to use its into playability again later on. But
Yotes Gaming asking, will there be a TTS update? I assume someone's going to be on that. Scott asking, will there be more Ashes Wednesday matches?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. We just needed to catch up on all these previews. And we were doing a double header with Wingspan, so we just didn't want to have to crunch the time so much.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more Ashes Wednesdays in the future. You can count on that. All right, next up we get the Spectral Charger mount.
That's what you're talking about. So you got the Pale Steed, you got the Spectral Charger.
I love these things. Ghost horses, get out of here.
Battle Advantage has officially changed to Quick Strike, it looks like, which is great. And it also got cleaned up on the text. While this unit is attacking, it deals its damage before units in battle with it.
Great.
Makes a lot of sense.
And then dismount.
And then dismount, because it's a 4-2. So you see the 2/4 with unit guard, 4-2 with quick strike.
Yeah,
of course.
It's simple enough, right? And then we finally get the Nightmare mount.
Which horse is the right call for the moment?
This is the horse of our dreams. It's a 4/4. Oh my goodness. And lo, behold, death.
Terrifying.
So good.
So attack value of 1 or less. Can't block it. And it does also have, of course, the dismount ability because it is a mount.
Dude, a 4/4 is just disgusting.
Isn't that so good in this game? 4 is the break point in this game.
4 is just absurd. 4 health and 4 attack is crazy. Also, I love the little things like where the horn there is coming up across the top of the art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody else has figured this out.
They have.
And Plaid is just like, well,
I'm going to go ahead and give a golf clap to this one.
We'll just do it.
2 thumbs up. So that was from Article 9, which we missed last week. Now let's look at some brand new cards.
You have some brand news?
Let's go to the brand news.
Let's go to the new ones.
The Augury? Augury. How do you say it?
I'm with you on that. Augury?
There's birds involved. It's bird day.
Why is there so many birds in this game?
An angel got 1 wing on this card.
Okay, so I think it's Augury. It's a ready spell. I need to keep my eye on the ready spells that don't summon things. That's apparently where the game happens. So it's a 1 music note, 1 basic symbol.
It got more expensive.
When it comes into play, place 3 status tokens on it.
Okay.
Side action, exhaust it, search your draw pile. You may reveal a card with a magic play cost of X and place it into your hand. If you do, remove 1 status token from the spell. Shuffle your draw pile. X is the number of status tokens on a spell. So a 3 cost, a 2 cost,
and a 1. Yeah, simple enough. That's super good.
Yeah.
And it is way less complex seemingly than the original version.
Whatever's going on the right is some kind of sacred geometry. It looks like an old textbook.
It's like that Brainiac card from the Star Wars CCG where you literally have to do math.
And the art shines through too, which is really nice.
Yeah, you just get more art.
I gotta tell you, man, that's a really good card.
3-2-1 coming back at you.
Yeah, and especially because like you use it 3 times, meditate it off the battlefield, and then you have a late game slot if you need it, like for a law or something.
You know what you could also do? You could meditate a spell off the board that you've already used to get it back in hand to play it again.
That's so true. Play another Augury.
Or like whatever the spell is, right? So like...
Yeah, that you just got.
If you have a spell, you can only use once a round, right? Because you only have 1 out. It's like you can meditate with it, then use this to get a card back so you had a free kind of meditate, especially the spells that just got an action to put into play.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yeah. There's a way to be good at this game. In case
we haven't found it yet, but we'll eventually get there.
We're definitely figuring this out.
Tim?
Also, worth noting, an augury is a sign of something to come, like kind of an ominous thing, like how people believe that owls
preface death.
Preface death. Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
I just found that.
My words exactly. I will say, Tim saying so many status tokens. I hope you guys have started making more. We're actually working on something.
Oh, really?
We were talking about it earlier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think we'll also add some status tokens to the main set at some point. Maybe.
Throw them in there.
Maybe do like a side, because usually, just a little inside baseball here for our process. If we do ever like change a main set, like if we updated the arcane set, we usually will add a side set
for a limited
of whatever
time.
Was added for a limited time. So if you have the original, you can get it updated to the new version. So don't be scared.
Because there are a lot more status tokens.
Yeah.
In this iteration of the game. That said, we're working on some ways to get status tokens that might be different or special.
They might be very special.
Might be thematic to the seasons. Approaching us. We'll see. Anyways, next we get the Battle Seer.
Ooh, I love the name of this. Battle mages are so cool. Also archers that are in close combat.
Is this Battle Seer or Seer?
Sear, as in like to sear a steak.
Not like
Not
someone who
seer.
is seen?
No, yeah. Although that is what it means. Someone who is seeing, like a seer.
Is she like looking into the magical orb to like see something?
Oh, sure, for sure. Yeah.
Or is she searing something?
She could be searing the orb. We don't know. It looks like it is getting crisped up on one side. It doesn't.
She looks like a seer to me. You know what I mean?
But it just isn't pronounced seer.
How do you spell seer?
I guess technically it's 3 E's.
One who sees.
English is funny, isn't it? Let's go. We got a main action. We use the wolf there, the music note, and the basic.
Man, that's the full Monty.
Has quick strike. Has the first whack, and then alert. Do not place exhaustion tokens as a result of its countering. Wait a minute.
So it strikes first and counters for free?
While it's attacking, it deals its damage for 4 units. And then it doesn't exhaust at a fin. That is an incredibly versatile unit. A 3/4/2. That's great, man.
I think it's a battle seer, by the way.
It probably is.
Because she's really good on both sides of, like, she's like foreseeing what's happening.
She can see both offense and defense. Like Pele.
So, Jason Wiley, definition, a person who is supposed to be able, through supernatural insight, to see what the future holds.
Yeah, that's true. But it's not a seer.
A seer? Seer.
Excuse me, seer.
Yes, seer. All right, anyways, moving along. Chant of Sacrifice.
Ooh, this is an old one.
Oh my God, 18 angels just got their wings.
I need something. We gotta have like. Wasn't it the keys in Wonderful Life or whatever? Jimmy Stewart.
Was it the keys? My dad loved that movie.
It's such a great movie. Such a great movie. All right, Chant of Sacrifice. What do we change it to?
Michael Fannin says, "Come on." Yeah, man, this is amazing. What up, Tim?
Side action, destroy a unit you control.
That's awesome.
Well, it doesn't seem very useful.
Well, if you have units that do things when they get destroyed and you need to clear your battlefield, you need cheap side actions that do that. This is right up your alley.
Oh, see, this is why I'm
Is it
not a great
seer?
deck builder.
But really, though, look.
This is a good way to get rid of mounts.
When we interviewed Isaac and Nick, there's like, hey, what's this 1.5 all about? Ashes upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
What's this Ashes Reborn? What's the deal? If they had just shown me this, they said this is what Ashes Reborn is.
Slide it across the table. Take a look at this.
I would have said sold. Give me another.
I'll take this.
That's amazing.
So, destroy. Wow, look at how that has changed. That's devastating.
Art. Look at the art. Looking wonderful though.
You know what? People making decks built around this card, they're going to be the decks that I don't want to play against. You know what I mean?
Dark arts.
But you know where it's like, see, I destroy my thing, and then I triggered this thing, and then this thing happens, and I'm going to replay this ally over
It's
and
really
over
not that
again.
crazy. So I was building Brennan, and he's ceremonial. And so, like, he just has units that are like, when this unit is destroyed, do 2 damage to something. And so it's like, it's not fancy. It's just like, I destroy my own stuff to do bad things to you, and then I use a ceremonial dice to get them out of my discard pile to play them again.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So it's like,
easy.
the mounting is like bouncing from table to hand to play again. Ceremonial is getting it to your discard pile to get it back to play it again. So it's just a different loop.
Zombie stuff.
Yeah, you got it, exactly.
Basically
Skeletons and
zombie stuff.
zombies.
Yeah. Okay, great.
All right, next, let's talk about Dark Presence.
What about it? You feel something? Dark Presence. Let's see what we got. Ooh, give me a second on this one. So it changed from a music note to a mask. So
Which
now,
makes sense.
now it's an illusion spell, Dark Presence. That
I've always
candles.
loved floating candles, by the way.
Like I said, I'm learning more about you by the daily. I'm not sure what I'll do with
There are
that,
floating
but I'm-
candles in Harry Potter, right?
Oh, surely.
Like in the where they eat lunch. Bryce is laughing. He knows what I'm talking about. I still think we should have a little camera we can sometimes have up that is the
Just
person
push
at
it over
home.
to
Yeah.
Bryce real quick. That would be fun.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm right? There's a bunch of floating candles in the lunchroom.
Side action. Choose it. Now this is a ready spell, so keep that in mind. I love your obsession. with
I'm
floating
losing
candles.
it.
Side action. Choose a target unit you control to gain the following ability for the remainder of the turn, giving something terrifying 1 and focus 1. Reduce the attack value of a target unit and opponent controls by 1 for the remainder of the
So
turn.
if this is focused, you can also do that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Terrifying 1, now that we know Terrifying stacks too,
That's awesome.
I mean, you can Terrifying through the
you can
through
give
the wall on
you can
this
give
one.
your Archosaurus Dark Presence and make it like a super scary Archosaurus, and then it goes to
Or
Terrifying
the,
3, I think.
No, the
Or
the
Gigantic.
Hydra, Shine Hydra.
Hydras.
It's like, oh, now I'm at like Terrifying 6. Nothing can stop me now.
Yeah.
That
Now
sounds
I'm
like an
swinging
evil
for
villain
4.
plan for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can reduce them, and if it's focused by 1, reduce the attack value or something. That's a good little card. I might run that in that. Who am I playing right now? Illusion?
Yeah, always Illusion. You were playing Victoria?
Yeah, I might play that in Victoria.
Literally, I built Victoria, and it's like, I'm finally going to get to play Illusion because I don't think Steven's going to want to play his character. And then you played one game with it, and you're like, I love it.
I love this. I'll
Yeah.
never stop playing it.
It's like, all right, I will never get to play Victoria. See you later. All right, next up, we get the Essence Druid.
Okay.
Ooh, that art is killer.
Hey, it's unchanged. No, it changed. Calm the Beast changed to Tame 2.
Well, it went from 2 music notes to 1 horse and a heart.
It also went to a numeral ability instead of a static ability, which is notable. So this one would stack. So spell recall, when it comes into play, you may search your discard pile for a ready spell and place it into your hand. Discard pile for a ready spell, place it in your hand. Okay, that's interesting. And then Tame 2, while it's in battle, the attack value of units in battle with it is reduced by 2.
And it's got 4
It's
life.
got 4 life. Give this thing unit guard and let it go. Wow. Dude, Tame 2 is great.
She's crazy. She's just she just shuts the game down.
Yeah, that's surprisingly great. And even at its very basic, when you first turn meditate from top of deck to change some dice, and you see that spell that you need, that ready spell, then you just roll in with that Essence Druid next turn and grab it. Or that turn. and
Or the
grab
classic, meditate the spell off the board and get it back.
it. Like you were saying, yeah, you've used it,
Anything
meditate
that
it,
you
play
get
it
the spell
again.
back means you can double use a spell. And so some
Yeah.
of those spells are, I'm thinking, I'll have to look through all the cards, but like the action to play it, side action exhaust to use it sort of spells that don't really cost you anything.
Boy, you're going to put something together, aren't you?
It's going to be disgusting.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I can see the wheels are turning in my head, and I can see the nervousness building on your side.
I'm
It's like you're going to do
nervous.
things that you shouldn't be capable of doing in this game.
But that's how it always goes, isn't it?
Yep. Next up, we get Hollow.
Hello.
Hollow at your boy.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, angels. We're passing wings out today.
Nothing but wings. What do we got here? We got a wolf and a horse. So it's essentially kind of the same magic types, just a little bit different on the symbols there. And we have, again, it's changed to a numeral here. I like this
And
philosophy.
it's a wolf or a horse, not both.
Oh, that's right. I see that little
I was like,
connector
this
now.
is going to be the best card ever, because that's 2 of the most difficult sides to get on specific dice. Not as hard.
So you can hex 2. When it comes into play, you may lower 2 dice in a target opponent's active pool 1 level.
Okay, so you spend a wolf, lower it to, or a horse. So this is actually dice control for the music notes.
And honestly, so a wolf usually does that exact thing as a class ability.
Yeah, so you get a unit for
So
free.
you get a unit for free.
Yeah.
It's a 2-1 for free.
I mean, those are the kind of exchanges I'm into.
Now, you know what's fascinating about this unit? It's a 2-1 with a recover 1 stat. So it's like, oh, well, how do you buff its life? Like, now we got to think about these ideas, because seemingly that's what Nick wants me to do. Why you got a recover stat on something that
Or
dies
it's a
immediately?
total trap.
That's my kind of card.
That's right. Next, we have Memorialize.
All right. Not bad.
1 more wing granted.
You can't hate
Not
that.
2, but 1.
Goes from a main to a side action, and it is a ready spell. So you can side action it in, and then after an ally you control is destroyed, place a status token on it if it has no status tokens on it. So it's an on-off switch.
This makes sense thematically too. Memorialize, right?
Right, 100%. More candles if you're interested in that.
I do like snow.
Side action, remove a status token from the spell, search your discard pile for a spell, and place it on the bottom of your draw pile. Wow, this is some real cycling going on.
So you put a spell on the bottom?
Yeah, what are players going to do with this? So then you can search your deck for that spell if you need to.
Now, spells are also, there's ready spells and there's like discard spells, which is just spend it spell. So I'm thinking of the what's the something pain where you just do 2 damage to them? Sympathy pain?
Oof.
Or
Gross.
the leaf one that's just 3 damage. It's a frog, I think. You spend it,
Yeah.
you do 3 damage or something.
Yeah.
or like Meteor that does 1 to everything, or there's any number of. So getting the spells back, especially loading up the bottom of your deck, I think is actually quite powerful.
Because, and think about well, there was the card we looked at, Augury, right? The very first card, which was search for a 3-cost, 2-cost, 1-cost. So if you have a 1-cost spell, you could cast it 3 times with the 2 of these together. You cast it, you put it back in the bottom, you have to go search it out, you cast it, back in the bottom, search it out.
Yeah, and it's probably healthy, I think, for decks to have, not only to build the bottom, it reminds me of Flesh and Blood in that way, where you're kind of stacking cards on the bottom. But if you don't want mill to be like just so prominent, having tools like this is really helpful.
Yeah, you're right.
Because even having, like the Augury is interesting, because can it get itself back? Like, can it get a different copy of it back?
I think so, just as a spell with X cost.
Because if you have 2 of those, you could literally just never run out of deck.
This is the kind of thinking that I come to collectible games for.
This is the kind of thinking that I break things with. Anyways, we'll come back to that later. Next up, we have new ideas. Speak of the devil.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's an angel wing if I've ever seen it.
Not
That art is
bad.
great.
So this all is the same except for the ability. It's no longer draw. It says choose 1 card in your hand and place it on the bottom of your draw pile to draw 3 cards, basically. That's dirty.
I mean, so it's an action spell. So it costs you a card and a action or a side action and a resource. Card and a resource. Then
You got to play it.
put 1 on bottom. So you only net 1 card.
Yes, it's really a filter card.
Yeah.
And it's also things that are going to trigger when things draw, like those horses.
Yeah.
So it's really that draw engine, but you need to get more out of the draw than just netting 1 card.
And I think that is, there's a layer of Ashes we haven't fully reached yet, which is like the synergy level of like, you're doing a thing that's good, but it's also really good because these other 4 things you have going on. This card really makes me feel that way.
I totally agree.
All
There's
right.
going to be some good deck building opportunities here.
Next, we get the Reaping Angel.
Oh, Zach. It's got all the text you love.
Yep, this is a vampire if I've ever seen one.
All right, so again, better text. We do have the offer ability. It looks like it's slightly rewritten. It is going from a 1/2 to a 2/2, recover a value of 2 instead of 3. And it has offer. When it comes into play, search your draw pile. You may reveal an ally and place it into your discard pile. Shuffle your draw pile. Then you may search your discard pile for an ally and remove it from the game to remove 1 wound token from a target Phoenixborn. So you can basically kill your allies forever in your discard pile to remove a wound from your Phoenixborn, or you could really just use the ability to get an ally from your deck to your discard pile,
And
which is the
obviously,
majority of times is what you're going to be doing.
if you're
with
playing
this.
Ceremonial, then you can side action to Ceremonial it into your hand, which is
So
really
critical
consistent
allies.
ally play.
Yeah, critical allies.
That's
very
super
important.
cool. Definitely not like over the top or anything, but cool. And again, recover 2 with 2 life, so it's begging the question.
It is begging the question, isn't it?
It's just asking for it.
All of the time, isn't
And
it?
then finally, on our new cards, then we can go to Article 10, which was revealed today, we get Return to Soil.
Like planting. So it's got a heart there, and in it's now an action spell instead of a reaction spell. That's a pair of angel wings for me for sure. Deal the damage to your target unit. If it destroys that unit after it's destroyed, the target player who controlled it must discard 1 card off the top of their draw pile. Then you can search the target player's discard pile for 2 cards and remove them from the game. So Return to Soil is doing the work of basically preventing a lot of combo nonsense. That's essentially, I think, what's going on here.
So it deals it 1 to your unit. If
Destroy
it
the
destroys that
unit.
unit, you can remove cards from discard piles.
Discard 1 from their draw pile, and then discard 2 from their discard pile. Remove from game 2 from their discard pile. Is that right? Remove from
Yeah.
game? If I did
Yeah,
read
yeah.
that right? Yeah,
Which is
remove from the
good.
game. So if you're doing that stuff that I hate, all I gotta have is 1 heart, and I can
And
put
a
it to
Return to
bed.
Soil, and you can bury
Yeah,
it.
I'll plant it. Absolutely plant it. Elliot Dawson, hey, thank you so much for the comment saying loving the new room layout. As someone who just decorated a brand new apartment, I'm feeling the positive vibes. Well, we appreciate that. We are here for that. You want to roll out with Article 10 and get out of here?
And we'll peace. And this is
Yeah.
it's the end of the preview series. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's all happened like naturally. It doesn't feel. It felt so normal to just all of a sudden be like, oh, there it is,
We made it
reborn.
to the end. Have you ever seen the YouTube channel? Moira over here making up words. Anyways, CinemaSins.
No.
So it's just like, it'll be like 10, 15 minutes about a movie, and then basically they're just highlighting all the things wrong with the movie. And every time
Tales all this
there's a
time on the
counter in the
internet,
bottom
right?
that goes ding ding every time there's a cinema sin.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking just now that it would have been, we're obviously at the end, so it's too late. But if we'd had an angel counter in the corner, and it was like every time, and
That would make us a more interesting YouTube channel.
definitely, but didn't.
Didn't do it, did we?
Great ideas late. Anyways, every time card text is like every time we said Angels Wings, and then every time a card went from a reaction to an action, it's like, oh, there's another Angel Wings.
If we just got that soundboard, we could solve all of these problems.
I would like a soundboard.
Oh yeah, like just really. If
Like
people knew
I
it-
won't say his name, but from Parks and Rec, the
Yeah.
radio host, he has this soundboard that's hilarious.
Especially if people knew that we were doing it ironically, which it would not come across that way.
Not to
up
new
front.
people. That's the problem.
No.
Anyways, Article 10, Vengeance.
Ooh, this is what were the last two Phoenix Born? Do you remember?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Everything about this is better. Angel's Wings. It went from reaction to action, and half the card text and the art is
It
killer.
is a clean sweep, and it's on a signature card.
Like this would have been the angel counter on the corner would have been ding 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 ding.
I think
ding,
everything
ding,
would have been
yeah,
shaking.
lights
it would have
flashing.
been
It's crazy.
Confetti comes
Lots
down
of light
from the-
coming in. Trumpets. It's crazy.
It says you can pay as many basic symbols as you want as a side action, okay? And then destroy that many symbols you control. So if you choose to pay 3, you destroy 3 units you control. If you do, add 1 to the attack value of that many target units you control for the remainder of the turn. So this is a lot of X's happening.
Destroy 2. Give 2 units plus 1. No, give 2 units plus 2. This is like strength in numbers from the old spoils days.
It absolutely
It's like destroy 4, give 4 units plus 4. So this is really good if you have a
this
wide
is-
battlefield.
This
Whose
is
card is this?
This is a signature card.
Who is this? Who is this Phoenix Born?
That's not Harold. Who is the?
No, the Harold's the vampire guy. This isn't Harold.
This is one of the last ones released. Not Symboli. Not Symboli, right?
She's got the.
Oh, right.
Chat's gonna know. I'm waiting. I need to know. James Endersight.
James. It's
Well,
James.
can we pull up James?
James Endersight?
I want to see what his battlefield is.
If we have him, if we have James. I don't know. Sometimes we only had the.
There it is. Battlefield 7. He looks
Yeah.
awesome. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Where have you been?
Search your draw pile for an ally, reveal it, and place it into your hand. Place a number of wound tokens on that ally's life value, or equal life value of that onto this card. So he's a recur. So ideally,
And let's pull Vengeance back up.
now here's the other thing with Vengeance, though. You could have 7 things out, and then
Can you give me the double Vengeance? That's just the old one.
the old school Vengeance.
Putting Bryce to the ringer here.
You could put it all. Destroy 3. Let's just make it 3. Pay 3.
Oh, it's add 1 to the value of those.
Oh, if that
Not
matters.
X, yeah.
Oh, otherwise
Okay.
it'd be bussedly good.
Yeah, so it's like destroy 2, give 2 units plus 1.
Okay, that's right.
It is fine. If you need to clear the board out and if you have sacrifice effects, etc.
But I really want it to be pay 5, destroy 5 units, give 5 units plus 5.
I also would like it to be that, but now it's just good and not busted.
I guess there's a reason they don't make the cards like that.
Yeah. All right.
What's next?
Summon Fallen. This is the old zombie spell.
Zombie. Okay, not
So
bad.
it costs less.
It's just the main action. After an ally you control is destroyed, place a status on this. And then you can spend an exhaustion there, or the action. You don't exhaust it, do you?
You don't exhaust it. That's the whole trick.
Okay. Action and a knife, remove up to 1 status token from each copy of Summon Fallen you control. Place 1 Fallen onto the battlefield for each status token removed.
Yeah, and you can do this over and over and over and over.
And if you focus it 3 times, you're a main action, and you remove 3 status tokens to put 3 Fallen into play.
They coming. Let's pull up the Fallen.
Those are the big old zombies. Do we have new Fallens? No. Old
They
Fallen.
didn't
Zombies
touch 'em.
don't change. Nothing. It's probably a 1-1-0.
They still did.
Do you think? Here we go. It's a 1-1-1. Nick's trolling me again.
With infection.
Damage dealt by this unit by attacking or countering cannot be prevented. That's cool.
They dirty.
That's really cool. So he's the zombie guy.
All right, next, I'm excited to see this. The Immortal Commander. He was super good in 1.0. Let's see if he's still super good.
What'd Nick say over there? Looks like he got...
Units that summon from death effects can be buffed in time thanks to the new rules.
Oh. Hello. Immortal Commander looking absolutely great.
He's a
And
boss.
What a great change we've seen here. Play for... Any ally you can play for a side action is already on the short
Yeah,
list.
and he went from 2 angels to 1 lion, so it's a harder die to get, but it's less expensive ultimately.
Command 1, side action, exhaust, add 1 to the attack value of all other units you currently control for the remainder of the turn. Clearly there for the zombies. Just like Game of Thrones Season 8, this guy is bringing the heat.
The art on this character reminds me of the Mouth of Sauron. Does it remind you of him? With all the teeth, no eyes?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I love this. There's a zombie undead deck that I'm gonna absolutely be excited to play.
I also like that you side action it in, but it doesn't have any attack value.
Yeah.
So like you can't do that surprise.
Unless you can.
Unless maybe you can. All your units get +1 from something.
I also love these cards that have double side action on them.
Yeah.
Because it also means you can't play it and use it on the same turn.
Seems like that's happening so much less.
There's a few cards you've played where you're like, I can't do this thing that makes sense that I want to do because they built it that way.
Because Nick's balancing the game.
Yep.
That's why.
Thank you, Nick. Next, we get the Grave Knight.
I'm going to have a feeling this is going to work well with zombies.
What makes you think that? He
Reminds
like
me of Ghosts and Goblins, really. Same cost. Ally coming in here. 4/3/2, so a little bit better attack. Has threatening. It must be blocked if able. Now that's worth something.
Especially at 4/3. Oh, my lord.
So it must be blocked. Blocking is what the Phoenixborn does, right? Because units guard, and Phoenixborn block for units.
If you are protecting a unit, you're guarding. If you're protecting a Phoenixborn, you're blocking.
Oh, so a unit
So
has to...
if he attacks the Phoenixborn, they have to block with something if they can.
Very cool. Overkill 1. After this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking, deal 1 to that opponent's target Phoenixborn. So it has to be blocked by... So you attack the Phoenixborn. It has to
be
block.
and
it destroys it. It does 1
if dealing
anyway.
4, it's going to defeat something and do 1 anyway.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic.
Super good. That's an incredible unit.
Absolutely fantastic.
Let's take a look at Reclaim Soul. Angel getting its wings.
Yeah, that's way better.
It costs less and it has less text, so we're winning across the board.
Only the 1 knife. Destroy a unit you control to remove 2 wound tokens from your Phoenixborn. You destroy a fallen,
Yeah.
you heal 2.
Gobble it up.
And
two is a lot of health, actually.
It's actually a lot in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I started realizing last time we played. It's like, you only need 16 to 20 damage to win. So even at 20, 2 health is like 10% more health. That's a lot.
That makes it sound a lot more
10%
significant.
is sounds bigger than 2. Yeah.
That is that, though.
There's
Math
a
checks
really
out.
good book. It might be back here. How to Lie with Statistics.
It is there.
It's how to not get dunked on by people who are good with numbers. Because you can lie with numbers. Anyways,
Constant critique of pure reason.
you can at least you can mislead people with that. I think that's a great card.
I got your thinking in bets back there, too.
Let's get it by Annie Duke.
That was
That's
we
a
had
really
good
good book.
conversations based on that one.
Yeah, still do.
Talk to each other.
That's right. Get out of here. Next, we have Revival Pact. Oh, come on.
Nick, did he save all these for the end?
Well,
Did he know we were going to freak out?
it's so good. The art's great, and the lack of text at this point. It's so good.
But also what it does, it makes you realize how Ashes got off the rails, honestly.
What did the old one do?
I mean, by the very end of the game, when you had this much text on a card, who's going to play this? Nobody wants to play this game.
It's just such a
It's too much.
burden to carry.
It's such a burden. You're introducing 4 paragraphs right there.
I can't.
read 4 paragraphs. I want to read at home, and I can barely read 4 paragraphs of a book before I get
Man.
distracted. Revival Pack side action, 1 angel die there. Search your discard pile for up to 3 allies and shuffle them into your draw pile.
That's great. Yep. I mean, it's necessary to have that in the game.
It is.
I think that's a good card to just have around.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I dig it. Not much to say about that other than I like it.
Other than the fact that how was there ever that much text on a card? That's crazy.
It's 2020. We've learned a lot. Next, let's look at... oh, it used to be a law.
Oh, well, that definitely changes things.
Well, that hurts me with
Yeah.
my Emperor Lion deck.
But
Anyways,
you get more of that art, and would you please look at it? Look
Yeah.
at how good that art is.
It is exactly what
Just
you want
hanging
it
out
to be.
with the big skellies.
Let's take a look at the Mind Maze. This is a signature card. I don't know that Phoenixborn's name.
Oh, yeah.
Fiona? I did.
Fiona.
I knew the name. Weird.
Yeah, you totally did. We're
Don't
getting
know
good.
how.
So it is still a basic symbol alteration spell. A unit cannot attack, block, or guard. Escape side action, main action, basic symbol, discard a card to discard this card. So you put them in the mind maze, they can't do anything. They can spend basically their whole turn and a card and a money to get out of it. And then lost, discard this unit at the end of the round. This is the milk of the poppy, man.
What? This is a horrible card.
What a phenomenal signature card. How many of these are in the deck? 3, you think?
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's hard for my brain to comprehend how much this card's awesome.
And again, as noted by Ike here, discard would not trigger the mount ability. It's not destroyed. This just became incredible.
That card's insanity.
And look at how much better this is. It used to be this unit cannot attack blocker guard. When this spell would leave play, discard the unit unless its controlling player spins 1 basic, and then discard this card at the end of the round. It got way better.
I mean, this card basically says, by the way, you
What's
can't
up?
attack, block, or guard with this unit, and you have to get rid of it at the end of the round.
Yeah.
I do not think you can spend an action, side action, a resource, and a card.
Not even on your sleeping bear?
I mean, I guess on my silver snakes, I have to pay the cost. That is so good.
Well, you know, Snakes in a Maze, that's a classic. It's been around for many years. One of the earliest video games was really that, wasn't it?
Snakes in a maze?
Yeah. The maze was the snake, don't you see? That's the way that it worked. You got to...
Zero's not saying you and opponent both lose?
Yeah, because you have to pay a main action and a basic to do it to them,
Yeah.
you know? So, like, you're paying... So, basically, they're matching. You pay a basic, they pay a basic to get out. You pay a main to attach it, they pay a main to get out. So, they're losing a side action and a discard, ultimately,
Yeah.
as in terms of profit.
And that's the next thing they have to do.
They probably will do that next, yeah.
Or not use that unit. So it's particularly good on anything that, like, you queued up a moment, I stall it.
Yeah. And then you got to waste time,
Yeah.
and then I fix the problem.
It's a maze.
It's a maze.
You got to get out of the maze.
Particularly when, like, sometimes you'll see this, right? When you need 2 side actions to take care of something,
Yeah.
like 2 frogs to kill it. It's like mind maze frog, then you're like, ugh,
Yeah.
and then frog to
That's
get rid
exactly
of the
what
threat.
it is.
Oof.
It's really obnoxious.
Oof. What else we got?
All right. Almost there. Summon Night Song Cricket. Your favorite.
Oh, I like these little crickets.
Angels getting the wings.
Always good. So looks like about the same cost. Place one onto the battlefield, but the focus ability way different. If you spent any horses to activate the spell, you may search a target player's discard pile for 1 card and remove it from the game. Again, no nonsense. Stop ruining the game. That's what this spell
Infinite
is.
combos be gone.
Hey, opponent, stop playing this. It's not fun for anybody.
Interesting.
Talking to you, Kindle.
If you're out there,
If you're out there,
Kendall, this is you.
don't build these
I think
decks.
you played Ashes back in the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Next, we get the Summon Mind Fog Owl.
I played this one for a while.
I'm telling you, man, just cutting that text right off the
Same
card.
cost, better text. Focus 1. If you spent any snakes, then you may choose 1 snake spent and resolve its dice power without paying its cost.
I like that a lot.
That's really great.
You get the benefit of the snake and also the unit.
Yep. So
Super
does
good.
that mean then can you put the snake immediately on the owl? Wait, does that work differently these days?
Snake is now you put on your opponent's
Snake is
units.
bad. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't
Which
think
is
you'd want
something
to put it on the other.
I've learned being in the country a lot more recently.
Snakes are bad?
Snake bad.
Yeah. I think it thematically makes way more sense to do the
Yeah.
charm dice like that.
Yeah, charming is generally not good for you.
All right, now we're gonna round it out where it was always destined to end. Summon Majestic Titan.
Ooh, I do like this Majestic Titan.
Oh my goodness.
What? This is just so much better.
Yeah. All right. Action
Costs a basic
basic.
now.
Action exhaust. A heart. A music note. Is it a heart or a music note or a heart and a music note? I can't
It looks
tell.
like an and from here on the preview mode.
And a basic. Obviously, you get the Majestic Titan. Let's look at the Majestic Titan.
It's like the Porygon of Ash's creatures. All right. Gigantic 1. We have the same amount of text here. But it is a 3/4 instead of a 2/6. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Have you seen a unit with more than 4 life in this game? Rhino, maybe? Iron Rhino?
I think the Rhino. I think there's a couple, but it's a lot. 3 and 4 are way more common now.
So we got a 3/4 gigantic 1. It cannot be blocked or guarded against. Units with a life value of 1 or less. So it's going to stomp in there. And then it looks like a really important ability, Renew.
Inexhaustible.
It's an inexhaustible ability, that's right. It's going to cost you a basic. Discard a copy of Summon Majestic Titan from your spell board to remove all exhaustions and discard an all alteration spell from this unit. So you can discard a copy of the summon spell to totally clear the Majestic Titan to continue onward.
It'd be a shame if you had a way to get it back.
It would be a shame.
You use the spell to get the Rhino out. You then ditch the spell to meditate. Then you have a way to get the spell back. You put it down. Let's go.
So this Titan can do some business.
And
at
you
the
can
end
only
of the
have one
game,
Titan out,
particularly.
though.
But like you use it, you unexhaust it, you use it, you unexhaust it. So this is like in game, this could be your finishing moment, especially if you have things like you're talking about, like spells that make it unblockable, or if you can buff it up gigantic, make it gigantic 4 or 5, then you just storm through there. I like that it discards all alterations, so you can't like buff it up and then just like abuse it.
Yeah.
Seems like there's less abuse these days. Good job, Nick.
There you have it.
I believe now we've looked at, is this all of them?
I think literally this is the end. All the cards.
Have we now seen, have we seen all of the Ashes Reborn cards? We've seen preview articles. We've gotten our own previews. I don't know, some of the early preview articles we didn't have corresponding previews for, so I don't know if we ever actually caught up and showed everything. So there could be a little bit of mystery lurking in that box.
I feel like we caught up because they sent me everything that had been previewed to print at some point.
Okay.
And we had shown, I don't remember at this point.
So we may well be caught up.
But I know that there's no more preview articles. So if anything hasn't been spoiled, I assume Plaid Hat will be doing that soon. And so we're going to be...
Or just leave a little surprise in the box, a little sprinkle. Just, just a little sprinkle.
Zero's 9 saying, I think Amplify was never revealed. Do you have Amplify?
Do we have Amplify? Can we pull it up if we've got it?
You'll know shortly if we do.
We probably don't, if you haven't seen it.
And in case you've been living under a rock...
this is a game called Ashes Rise of the Phoenix Born.
Nick saying, by the way, all the cards should be out in the wild now.
Okay, great, Nick. Thank you so much. Hey, thanks for being here, too, and supporting all of these efforts. All of you guys out there, thanks so much for joining us. These streams are an absolute pleasure to do, particularly for Ashes. This is a great community. It's so fun to be able to bring this back and just get a great game back in an environment that it should be in. This is a really special game. It definitely deserves everything that we can give it. So we're happy to do that. And if you want to get that Reborn pack, that upgrade pack, start your subscription right now. That's a great amount. It's about 30% of the card pool. Great amount of cards. So even if you're a brand new player, that's a great place to start. Grab a core set from the Reborn style core set, and then grab this upgrade pack. And you're off to the races on some really good deck building options for a very good amount of money. I mean, that's the value there is pretty phenomenal.
And in case you missed it, we're expecting the first charge for the Reborn kit to happen through subscription late December, early January, with the release of the Reborn kit coming in January. And then in April is the new deluxe with the time dice, which I'm super excited about. But if you want to learn more, I posted a link in the chat. You can also head to our website, go to the Ashes section, and how we're doing the PvP model with Ashes and bringing this game back. And a big shout out to everyone out there watching and also signing up to make this game possible.
Thanks, guys. And keep an eye out for some Ashes special tokens over the holidays, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Take care. Have a good Wednesday night, everybody.